Hi, I'm Judy. This is my kitchen. I'm not gonna let 2020 destroy my holiday traditions. So today, I'm gonna make our family's Swedish saffron bread. And I'm gonna do a step-by-step. So I'm gonna post all day long because this particular bread takes all day long to make. So I'll post and then I'll post and then I'll post each segment of this recipe until I'm taking bites of that mouth-watering deliciousness. So follow me, have your friends follow me, and let's have a fun day baking. One of the most important ingredients in my Swedish saffron bread is saffron. Now, saffron is the most expensive spice in the world. So prepare to pay a lot. If you get it in the grocery store, you're going to get just a tiny bit. But if you go to an Indian market, you can usually get an ounce for about $15. You take the saffron and you roll it. That opens up the flavor. Now it says to use just a little. I usually double that amount because I love the taste of saffron. And I just roll it in my hand and I put it in with the sugar and salt. Now I'm going to take my milk that is scalding, and scalding means it's not boiling, but it's bubbling at the side. That's an easy way to put it. And I'm gonna pour that in here and mix. Once you pour your scalded milk into the saffron sugar salt mix, you stir it until it's lukewarm, because if it's hotter, you'll ruin your yeast. It needs lukewarm, not hot. So you mix your yeast with water and you stir till it's completely mixed. Yeast takes a long time to completely mix, so stir, 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 and then you will add this to your milk mixture. Now it's time to add my yeast into my saffron mixture. Stir it pretty well. Make sure there's no big lumps in it or anything. And once it's stirred well, then you're going to add some flour. This recipe takes a lot of flour. Right now, we're going to add 3 cups of flour. Now, I am not your aficionado on measuring correctly. I simply put it in the flour, pull it out, go like that, dump it in. I know you're supposed to do it differently, but it always works. Ever since Aunt Lita taught me how to make this. Aunt Lita is my husband's aunt, and she had this family recipe, and when I got married to David, then all of a sudden I became the keeper of the recipe. Okay, once this is in, I stir, 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 and then I set it aside. It needs to double. Now the recipe says it takes 20 minutes, but usually 40 to 45 minutes to double. See you in a few. So as you can see, it has taken 45 minutes for our dough to double. It feels kind of jiggly, and that's how it's supposed to feel. But it's time now to add a few other ingredients, because this particular recipe has to raise 3 times. So we've raised it once, this is 2. Okay, now while I'm doing this, I'm putting in butter. I always kind of poke a hole in the top because I think it should drain down, but it doesn't really do that. We just have to stir it in. Ugh. Ugh, I got some. That's gross. Anyway, so the first time that I ever made this recipe, David's Aunt Lita came, she said, "I'm gonna teach you how to make family recipes." And I said, wow, that would be great. So she comes to my house, she has everything. Well, she and I have quite the different idea of I'm going to teach you how. What that meant is you're gonna watch me make the recipes and then do dishes. So with my 3 little babies, Rachel, Bethany, and Hannah, we sat at the table and spent 3 days in the kitchen learning how to make recipes. It was the most wonderful thing she could have ever done, because it just brought family closer and closer. Now at this stage, you stir until it looks satiny. And that means it's not shiny anymore. Okay, so it's kind of got that almost shine, but you just stir and stir till it gets to that point with the butter, the eggs, and the golden raisins. Then we're going to add flour and knead it. So that's good for now. Okay, so now I have almost a rectangle. It's never going to be perfect. I don't expect it to be. That's part of the charm. But here is the amazing solo almond filling. Now, it says just use a little. I smother this stuff all over it because it's the best part. It's delicious. You just pull it out of the can and you just use your little kitchen knife. You don't even have a special knife. And you just put plenty on it. I don't go past the edge, pretty close, because this stuff, it will absolutely smear out. But that's good too. It's delicious. You just smear it on, nice coat all the way, both sides, the whole thing, like this. And then we just roll it out. As you can see, I've used almost half a can for this one because it's so good. And people will go, oh, you don't really, you're not stingy about that. Well, no, I don't want to be stingy because, you know, it says we're supposed to give people our best. And this is the best. So you go to one side and you simply fold it, roll it, whatever you want to call it. And you have this pretty little loaf. Then you take this pretty little loaf and you put it on your baking sheet and we rise the dough again. This is the last time because next time it will go in the oven. Okay, so I'm still in the kitchen, still rolling out the dough and putting the almond filling in it because rather than just making one batch, I made 4 double batches. You're gonna put the time in anyway, might as well. So this will be my last, and I still have this left from my 3rd double batch. It's easy to double, but you need a lot of pans. As you can see over here, these are all rising at this point. They start here and go around, so as soon as they're doubled or pretty big or I finish that job, I'm gonna put them right in the oven. And yeah, I get messy. It's a messy job. And just so you know, at the very end, the last video we do is gonna have the complete recipe. Okay, see you later. Okay, so now, as you can see, our loaves have risen. I space them out because otherwise when they're in the oven, they grow together and it looks ugly when you're serving it. And I don't want anything to look ugly because, you know, we're all about pretty here, okay? So anyway, put it in 350. It takes between 15 and 20 minutes. Is that not ridiculous? I've spent hours making this and it cooks for 15 minutes. I'm just telling you, it works. You test it with a toothpick, so I'll see you in 15. So how easy is clean up with a pastry cloth? You simply shake it into the trash, getting off all the excess. You fold it, you fold it, you fold it, you fold it. You put it in a plastic bag, put it in the freezer till the next time you bake. So 20 minutes was the perfect time for this oven. I simply put in my toothpick, pull it out. It's completely great. To really enhance the flavor, as soon as they come out of the oven, I take a stick of butter and just rub the top. That just keeps the moisture in and the taste. Now, when you want to serve, you take them out of the freezer, let them thaw out. You cut them in diagonal pieces, take your piece, slather some butter on it, heat it in the microwave, and enjoy every bite. I wonder where all those friends are. I'm sure they're on their way. As you can see, we are finished. We're just finishing up a few in the oven, wrapping them, and we've cut one because, you know, the people, they show up. Put some butter on it and eating the scrumptious food. At the end of this, right now, I'm gonna post the whole recipe. If you can't figure something out, just PM me. Or if you know me, you can call, all right? Now, one last thing, if you know Tom Hanks or Rita Wilson or Ellen, please let them know that I will give them a loaf, okay? It's just part of my bucket list. I'm not sick, it's just things I want. Thanks for having fun with me today. Enjoy Christmas 2020. Bye.
Wow.
Hey, ready? This is what I mean about how people just show up when they smell it. They must smell it from here to Lompoc. I don't know, but this is what happens, so now we have to feed it.
Now, what's really fun is you can't see who's coming in the door right now.
Oh, is it another one? Oh my gosh, they come out of the woodwork.